Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Budweiser. Experience a lifetime of goals. Learn how at Budweiser.ca.
That was a great ad.
It's a terrific
I love
ad.
that ad. All right. Now, you see this? Come on in here. Therian said, you can't, when Randy Carlisle saw this, we want you. What they're saying is, the reporters say it, but they say, oh, yeah, I can see Therian saying now, eh? Hey, wait a minute. Somebody must
Really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We all want that rivalry.
Listen a minute. Let me tell you something. They want you. We want you. I guarantee you. I can prove it. It happened to me in Boston my first year. We smoked Chicago 6-1. Tony Esposito was in the net. Headlines, Tony finished, the whole deal. I saw it, I almost fainted. Next game, you couldn't get a P by him. I think we outshot him 52-18. Don't you worry. Because they'll say, hey, somebody must have said something.
You are the boss. And Tim Lywicki, by the way, strangely enough, when LA won last year, he's up here in the front section of the Sun. The new CEO, president of the Toronto Maple Leafs, visited the whole Stanley Cup final with you. So
yeah,
you obviously attracted him to join.
Anyhow,
we'll touch on that a little bit later on.
No, I don't touch nothing.
This suit.
This here, the last time I wore this suit, when I coached the Boston Bruins, my last time coaching the Boston Bruins was in this beautiful suit.
Well, speaking of line changes.
What Toronto has to watch, they're a little slack on this. Playoffs, I know you got to watch those changes. Watch the defense here. Almost cost a goal. You got to sharpen up something like this. You cannot have something like that happen in the playoffs. I'm the one guy that knows.
Whose fault, Lupul's or the D's?
Well, they're all. You got to dump the puck in. You make that red line. They count on you making that red line. Go sideways and make it do anything, but get it in. Don't get caught. Now, Jared Tenorti. We got to talk about this guy. Watch this little hit while I'll talk. Son of Mark. Last week he had 8 hits. Canadians had 15 called up from Hamilton. This guy caused the goal. Nice hit and everything like that. Hit Grabowski. Like I said, Winnipeg, Montreal had 15 hits. He had 8. They got a beauty in that guy.
6'6", 215 pounds. Hey, Stanley Cup playoffs start Tuesday.
But I want to say something first of all, okay? Right. I want to say something first of all. My good buddy and a good friend of mine, Duncan Keith, is in a little trouble in Vancouver. And the reason was that he was smarty to a female reporter, and it just said something about you should be a referee or something, and the males, she didn't say anything, but the male reporters went a little nuts and everything like that. Now he's a sexist and all that stuff. I don't believe, and I really believe this, I don't believe women should be in the male dressing room. I know, wait a minute. I remember the first time it happened to me. Guys are walking around naked, and I hear this woman's voice. I turn around, there's a woman. She's asking me about the power play. I said, let's go outside. And she says, I'm not embarrassed. I said, I am.
Well, can we, you were telling me.
What do you say?
Well, I totally think a woman can be in the dressing room.
No.
But I do believe a lot of guys take advantage, and they are sexist. Duncan Keith wasn't even close. He was hot about the fact she was making a call, and he was saying,
wait a minute,
you don't know anything about it.
Women should be.
Of course, Don. Like in any job, equal opportunity.
Well, in equal opportunity, then why aren't men in women dressing room?
Well, they should be. We'll fix that.
You want them to be in there?
Why not?
Well, listen, Carrie plays hockey, right?
Yes.
And she's a hockey player.
Yes.
And she's in taking a shower, right? And the guy standing there, she walks
Well, the showers, as you know. But
whoa,
look,
and women play in those smaller arenas.
You can create a nice code of cutoffs.
Wait a minute.
If they're going to cover Carrie's games, I have a problem.
Well,
but, you know, at the Caston Campbell Pascal's dressing room, wide open.
Wait. You mean a woman, you want men in the dressing room with women?
There should be, of course.
Well, they're not.
Crazy here, but you know.
But they're not.
Let's just agree that as long as there's a professional code, and I think the players violate it all the time.
Well,
guys,
I know.
Having fun, but they go too far.
I know, and the other sports too, I could talk about it and everything like that. I don't feel women are equal. I feel they're above us. And I think they're on a pedestal, and they should not be walking in when naked guys are walking in, and you know some guys take advantage of it. I don't think it should be. That's the way I feel about the whole thing. Now, the playoffs. Don't tell me this isn't exciting the last 2 weeks. Unbelievable. I remember back when the Montreal Canadiens, they lost 1 game all year at home. I mean, 8 games all year, it was a gimme. Teams were out at Christmas, they're over with. This is hockey is fun. Now, take, for instance, Columbus, if they get in. I mean, if they get in and there's nothing. That Bobrovsky, we got something there. I would hate to play this guy. This guy, I know we're taking Columbus. What are we talking about Columbus for? But look at this guy. Watch this here. This guy should be the MVP if they make the playoffs. He's unbelievable. If he ever got against them, Columbus, that could be the LA of the thing. Now,
New York today.
I want to wish, Lundqvist, he got a shutout today, finally coming alive. Now, I want to wish Canada good luck against the under-18. This is very important. There's 200 scouts over there, by the way. Most scouted even more in the prospect. The kid over there called McDavid, who I've watched since he's 14. I know nobody else was watching him. Watch this here, kid. Let me tell you something. Got 2 hat tricks. The word out now, if he's 16, if they had a draft, if he could go in the draft, he'd be the #1 guy right now. Played for the Marlies, and Bennett and all those Marley guys. This guy I've watched since he's 14, and I'm telling you, he is terrific. I honestly believe he'll be the next Crosby as far. And I told you about him 2 years ago. I know nobody was in the room, in the arena, because nobody was there freezing. All right.
Played hockey with him in Barrie this autumn, Connor McDavid.
Took it easy.
So, as you say, he could be #1 this year. The #1 last year was Nail Yakupov, and this is just a little guidance.
This is a little thing I want to now. Look at this here. I tried to tell him at the start, this is a nothing game going on. Now, he's a good kid and everything, but look, it's a nothing game, and look at what he does. Look, he grabs this. Watch, you see him grab the sweater. It's a nothing game. Remember the first one? I like the kid. I want you to show you how class is in Canada, what we do. Now, watch Taves here. Now, watch, he scored goals before, and he's going to score a lot of goals. And if you notice McDavid, he didn't jump around either. Now, watch Kane comes in. He's got to calm down. Watch Kane after a goal. I like what they used to say. Phil Esposito used to say, I've scored him before, and I'm going to score a lot more. And that's the way you have to act. I didn't mean to pick on the kid, but he's got to smarten up a little. 2
quickies. Vinny Lecavalier and Marty St. Louis and Steven Stamkos had a chance for the empty netter the other night.
Now, watch, kids. Wait a minute. Watch, kids. When you have an open, I got to say this here. Sometimes I've seen where guys try to pass it to them, and it comes back, and they score. When you know it's okay to pass it. But watch Lecavalier.
Hold it. Adam Oates had the theory that if you start looking for...
Yeah, that's it. If you start looking, he should. But it was a hat trick. It was nothing. They're out of the playoffs. And Adam Oates is right. I don't know. I'm assuming what he said was, hey, if you can put it in, put it in.
He said, look, you start looking for a pass. Brett Hall was the worst because he hated to score a hat trick in an empty net. He said, Brett, you start trying to make a pass, you could get hurt. You're going to let up a little bit, or you're going to get caught.
He's going to look sideways and bang.
But Brett wouldn't anyway.
But I got in with this, and it's so important. I've seen it in the minor midget games. They're trying to set up a guy. They pass it over. It goes in the end. But anyhow, that's the Canadian way, and I thought it was pretty good.
Logan, we got time just for...
Logan Couture.
All right.
Listen, this is the piece de resistance. Here's a guy that leads... leads all forwards. No, second in forwards. Callahan's first with New York. He's a leader out there. He blocks shots. Watch him block shots. He scores a goal. Him and Joe Thornton. This guy here, Brian Kilray, taught him well. Watch this shot. See how much time's left? 2 seconds left. That could have been the winning goal, boy. I'll tell you, Brian Kilray. Logan Couture, he is a good boy.
You're a sharp dresser. He's a sharp dresser. We call that hot couture on the Coach's Corner on Hockey Night in Canada.
Did
I get through the
Coach's
room?
Corner on CBC. Brought to you by Budweiser. Experience a lifetime of goals. Learn how at Budweiser.ca.